What is the pi dimension
What is
actually?
called dimension?
So basically, dimension is about, in other terms, you may say a component or a factor. So when we are talking about, so here you can see a lot of variables are there. See, this is from A1 to a different set of till F2. Now it is from A1 to F2, but there is no specification. I mean, they all are scattered. With the technique of dimension reduction, uh, we can reduce it from 16. Let's say they are 16, but they must be into some cohesion. That that collection in which they exist in the latent terms, I want to reduce that. And for that, I'm doing dimension reduction with the help of EFA.
Shubham, it's not clear that what was your research question and what are the questions you are making to address your research question and how the dimensions are different. What are the two dimensions you are trying to capture through your questions?
Okay, so um, that is something I'm in the process of. I'll share something else, sir. That is already done and established. Just give me a moment.
Your research question is to capture food consumption or what is that?
Just a minute, ma'am. I'm just going through it. Uh, so I'm sharing another example. So there is this scale. So I have to see how many factors are in there based on uh, eigenvalues. So I've on the basis of the scale, it was an 11 item scale. I'm telling a different example, ma'am, so that everyone can understand by giving a proper illustration here. So scale that had 11 items, and I want to see how many factors are there in that particular scale based on eigenvalues. So I know by the standard literature that there are three factors. Let's say A, B, and C. Now I want to check whether these three factors are emerging on my data as well or not. Now for that, I'm going with this technique of dimension reduction, doing factor analysis. These are the number of items. Total there are 11 items. Now I'm trying to see whether the uh, items are coming or not, in whether three components are emerging or not, three factors are emerging or not. I'm For the descriptives, I'm checking the determinant, KMO, and Bartlett test of sphericity. So KMO value has to be more than 0.7 for a good sample adequacy. Bartlett test of sphericity has to be significant so that it signifies that we can proceed ahead with factor analysis. And determinant is about it has to be more than 0.0001 so that this is the basic checklist. For extraction, we are keeping principal component analysis. There are various methods, other methods as well. I'm not very much aware of the other method and their intricacies. I usually go ahead with the principal component, and there are two methods by which we can do our PCA. One is the based on eigenvalue. So generally, as the thumb rule is, eigenvalues greater than one, we keep that particular factor. And we have other option as well, fixed number of factors. So if I know beforehand how many factors I'm trying to extract, I can use that method as well. But as of now, I'm keeping it on based on eigenvalues. So now let's continue.
Click the scree plot.
Okay, scree plot. Okay, yeah. So okay, scree plot is also here. In terms of rotation, I'm going ahead with very much rotation, keeping And for so Amit sir was asking about the factor loading. So factor loading is the this is what I'm doing here. So every component that so every item will load on a factor. So I am suppressing all the factor loadings which are less than 0.4. So if any item will have a less factor loading than 0.4 will not be appearing on my factors. So suppressing small coefficients 0.4. So I'm continuing with it and let's see how many factors are emerging. As I've said in my standard scale, there was earlier I know that there are 3 factors A, B, and C, and this is the 11 item scale, and I want to see whether that is appearing in my system or not. So I'm proceeding ahead. Okay. Running the matrix. Will appear. If anyone can see, it is showing down here, running the matrix. Taking time.
Shubham, what you were trying to capture through this question? Food habit or something?
Basically, I'm telling in general terms. In telling in general terms to you that basically with there was this scale. The scale had 11 items. Now
Yeah.
that particular scale, the one who made that scale told in his research paper that that particular scale is having 3 factors. Let's
Yeah,
say
yeah, that I
each,
understand. But I
each
was
fact,
asking that what it this scale was capturing. I mean, what you intend to capture through this your
uh,
questionnaire.
with the I didn't get you. What I was trying to capture. I mean,
I mean, what the question on what basis the questions were developed? This 11 item questionnaire.
so it was a climate change hope scale.
Okay, okay, got it.
So where is the output? Yes, here is the output. You can see the sample adequacy is good, 0.836. Data is so NKM Bartlett stats of sphericity is also significant. Determinant is more than 0.001. That means it is the basic checklist is okay with the factor analysis section. Now we come to scree plot. So we can see the scree plot is indicating more than one factor. So more than one based on eigenvalue. So we can see this section. One is here. Above this line, above this one, there are 3 dots appearing. 1, 2, and 3. So it is clearly indicating 3 factors here. And we can confirm it via our rotated component matrix here. 3 factors are emerging. However, you can see there are few questions which are loading on both the factors, on component 1 and component 2. So these are the things that we address via literature as I am aware of. So this is all, sir, you wanted me to do.
How do you know that is the Varimax rotation is done properly?
Sir, how do I know how,
Yeah.
sir, if, I mean, sir, I usually check the KMO and correlation matrix, KMO, Bartlett and correlation matrix. If these things are coming, these checklists are okay, then I proceed ahead with the.
Yeah, that is for okay whether you can do the factor analysis or PCA. But how do you know that is your Varimax rotation is correct? It is valid. Because the Varimax rotation indicates all the factors will be independent. Okay. So when you find out the factor scores are 0, that means that your Varimax rotation is valid. Understand? Where is Shubham?
Hello.
Shubham, it is clear to you?
No, sir, I got disconnected. Sorry, sir. The network
No,
glitch was there.
because your Varimax rotation indicates that is the factors are independent. Factors are independent means the factor, whatever the factors you have extracted, if you want to find out the relationship among those factors, that will be 0. Then you can say that is your Varimax rotation is valid.
Yes, sir. So with as literature about that particular scale was telling that the three factors are independent. One was measuring the personal construct, another was collective, and another was lack. So all three are independent factors
Hmm.
in that particular
That is
construct.
the theoretically, and whether empirically,
Yes, sir.
then you do this analysis.
Okay.
And when you say that is these three factors, the correlation structure is 0, that means they are totally independent.
Okay, sir.
So can anybody tell me that is Shubham has more number of items and how it is reduced to three factors or three components?
We have to check reliability.
No, it is not the checking. My question is how it has been reduced to three components.
By fixing factor loading.
Hmm? What is the logic? Last time I have told you.
Outliers, sir.
No. Outliers cannot help you to reduce.
So last time you told about this only non-observable or latent trend.
Yeah. So how we can extract the latent? Last time I have given some example of sweets. Can you remember?
Yes, sir, that only transport and everything.
Okay. That means there is a rule of association. So some items, Shubham, can you share your shorted factor loadings?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You do not control this 0.40. You have suppressed some
We suppress,
observations.
yeah,
I suppress 0.4, sir. I suppress
0.4,
0.4.
yeah.
0.4. You do not suppress.
Okay, I do not suppress this
Training
time.
purpose. For the training purpose, yeah.
Okay,
That
just a minute.
everybody can see what
Okay,
is
sir.
suppressed.
So
No suppression. Now you go to the shorted.
yes, sir. This time I did not suppress.
Where is your shorted factor matrix?
Sir, yes, sir. I'm showing the rotated component matrix only.
Okay. So what is the highest one? The loading? For
The highest
factor?
is 0.826, sir.
What
Yes,
is
sir.
that?
Sir, I mean the item.
Yes, item.
I believe that scientists will be able to find ways to solve problems caused by climate change.
Okay. And what is the next item?
I believe people will be able to solve problems caused by climate change.
So do you find in any relationship between these two items?
Um, yes, sir. I mean, people are actually scientists. So there may be
Yes. And after that,
even, so next is even when some people give up, I know there will be others who will continue to try to solve problems caused by climate change.
so what are the things you have observed here in both items?
A correlation of they all are focused on climate change, and the questions are addressing that people can solve it, people can come up with solutions, scientists will find ways. So all are focused on reducing the problem with climate change, some correlation there.
Yeah, thank you, madam. So what we have observed that these two items, they are giving importance on problem solving. And both items are giving importance on climate change. Therefore, they are correlated with each other. And what is the third item that is related with this? Zero 0.67. Na?
Yes, sir.
What is that item?
So even when some people give up, I know there will be others who will continue to try to solve problems caused by climate change.
Okay. Now, can you tell me that is why it is 0.67? Why it is not more than 0.75?
Uh, Maybe, sir, there are other factors as well which are explaining some other shared variances. So the some part of variance has been loaded to on other factors. That is why this factor has been reduced to 2.79,
Yeah, variance is
not
there,
point
but
0.7,
why this
more than
variance?
0.75.
Why this variance? You read
Because
the three items, then you can find out how these items are different from the other two.
because here some people will give up, they will not focus on reducing problem of climate change. Maybe they, for that reason, this is addressing not all people, assuming not all people uh, um, will try to reduce climate change problem. Some will give up. That is reducing its focus?
Okay, now you go above, there is some correlation matrix.
Yes, sir.
You go there.
Yes. Determinant 0.022.
What is your correlation?
Matrix, it's not showing the matrix, it's just giving total value.
The commonalities are showing.
Not the commonalities.
But not.
I am talking about the correlation matrix.
It is coming up here, I mean, but not showing the tape matrix.
I think I
Why
did not.
matrix not showing?
No,
Let me
it's just total
just,
code.
just checking, sir. I think. Much.
Yeah. Correlation matrix you gave.
I think in the descriptive
Yeah. Descriptive
one there
skill.
is
Yeah,
coefficient like correlation. Under correlation there is coefficient, I think.
right. In description,
Yeah.
there was correlation matrix, but it was clicked like dotted, but your
In,
space is not showing the
it was there in the description.
description. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, univariate descriptives and coefficients. Coefficients will indicate correlation. Okay, now I think it must show.
Maybe evaluation.
Yes, this time it is appearing, sir. I
Yeah.
forgot to check on the coefficient section.
Okay.
Right.
Now you check whether these three items, they are highly correlated with each other. What are
So-
your items? The first three items.
I believe people will be able to solve problems caused by climate change. I believe that scientists will be able to find ways to solve problems caused by climate change. And even when some people give up, I know there will be others who will continue to try to solve problems caused by climate change.
Okay. Now you find out the correlation.
So
Not the loading. It is the coefficient.
yes, sir, this is the correlation matrix.
Yeah.
So the correlation between
Item 1 and 2, it is 0.5 6 something.
yes, item 1 and 2 it is 0.56. With item 1 and item 3 it is 0.385.
Whether these items are in the first factor?
Yeah. No,
Yes, in the
Yes.
first factor.
the first factor.
Okay. So now you can find out the correlation is 0.38.
Yes, with the first and third item.
Yeah. And the second and third item?
It's 0.5. Oh, sorry.
No, second and third item.
It's 0.5, right?
No. With second and third it is this is the where's the second item?
Third is a 0.5.
0.512. 0.512. Yes, 0.512.
0.5. So these loadings are due to the second item, because somehow second and third, they are related with each other rather than 1 and 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second and third item are focused on people. Oh, no. Here it is scientists.
You have to find out that is
Yeah.
what are the contents within the second item and the third item, so that the correlation is higher in comparison with the 1 and third item.
Second one is with scientists will be able, and third one is here according to this correlation matrix. Third one is some people may give up, but it by looking at the question, it looks like the third and first item are correlated more because of both are with people. But here it is.
What happened?
Oh no, I think Rafiur's. So, sir,
So what you have noted, that is your factor loadings depends upon your correlation structure.
right.
That I want to share. Okay. And you have to give some name to your factor. Based upon the latent relationship among the items.
Sir, one thing, I mean, although the factor is loading in that way, that is probably because of responses of people. But by looking at the question, it is difficult to say that Like second and third, to me, the first and third questions are more related, but based on response and factor correlation, it is showing that second and third factor is more having stronger correlation compared to first and third factor. So this is because of responses of people, right?
Yeah, it is the cognitive map of your respondents. It
Mhm.
is not the cognitive map of the researcher.
Right.
Okay, because your respondents, their thoughts and your thought as a researcher, it may vary.
Right.
Okay. Once upon a time, I collected data from the agricultural farmers on the farmer self-efficacy scale that I have developed the model about how to make farmers more self-efficacious so that we can prevent suicide. So initially, when I collected the data, I observed that is the convex alpha is 0.4. What does it mean? That means,
Moderate curves.
no, that means maybe my sample is not adequately representative of my questionnaire. One possibility is there, so that my sample may not understand my questionnaire. That possibility is there. At that time, I was thinking that is theoretically all the items are okay. But when I collected data empirically, then I find the cognitive map differs. But why this cognitive map differs? Then I discussed this issue with some NGOs, because the NGOs are working with the agricultural farmers. And they told me, sir, you have collected the data from the farmers who are actually using chemicals. So whatever you are telling, the self-efficacy, that means the farmers should have belief in their own, but whatever your observation, that is due to the chemical factors. It is not by their own. Then I asked them, that is from where I get this type of farmers, because everywhere I find people are using the chemicals. So they told me, sir, you go to the Sundarban. I think you know Sundarban. That is one mangrove area nearby the Bay of Bengal. You go there. Finally, I went there and I collected data from the farmers who are using organic. And then my reliability, when I tested my reliability, then I find the reliability is more than 0.85. So now can you tell me that is why it is more than 0.85 Earlier it was 0.4. I collected
Because
number of
because
data in both cases. Yes, madam, please tell me.
yeah, because they were not using chemicals, and that is the natural way they were farmers were growing crops. So so you got the real scenario what you hypothesized, not modified by any training or any artificial mechanisms.
Okay. Any other observation? That is true. Any other observation? Joseph, can you suggest?
So you went to valid population.
Yeah, that is true. Because I collected data from the valid population.
Previously, it was issue of validity.
Yeah, that means all the questions will be meaningful to my sample. How is it possible? When my respondents will represent the behavior that is tested by the specific item. This is clear to all of you?
I am correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are correct.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Good observation. So suppose I want to examine the trait anxiety and I administered the trait anxiety scale to the respondents whose trait anxiety is very low, or to the general population. Okay. Then if I do the Cronbach's alpha, where the trait anxiety will be high, two groups are there. One is the patient group. They are suffering from GAD or general anxiety disorder. And another group is a control group. So they are not suffering from any GAD or etc. So where the Cronbach's alpha will be high.
The patient group,
Patient group. Why patient group?
valid sample size.
Because the patients, they can understand the meaning of the item. Okay. So most of the time I feel worried. The most of the patient groups, they could easily understand. Yes, this is representing my own feeling. Okay, but the general people, they are not thinking. Therefore, in case of the multivariate statistics, we are studying the cognitive map, cognitive structure of our respondents. Okay. This is clear for any question.
Sir, it is becoming little more sophisticated for me to understand today.
Okay, Amit, now I am asking you, please you suggest 5 items. Those items are measuring the depression. Everybody is trying to find out. They are measuring the 5 items. These 5 items are measuring depression. You will give 2 minutes time. Hello. Hello, good evening. Yeah, good evening. At what time? Tomorrow you will come? Okay, okay. At what time the program will start? 9, 10. Okay. So before 8, I will be ready. Okay. Okay, okay. Because their breakfast starts from 7:30. Another student will come. Sorry, I'm not getting what happened. Yeah, that is open. So you can come. You can come. Okay, okay. Definitely. Okay, thank you. Okay. No, I am taking class now. After that, I will go to the dinner. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Yes, students, have you written?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Sir, you told about means 5 points about depression, na, sir?
Yeah, 5 items, not the 5 points. 5 items.
We have written 5 points, sir. 5 items.
Okay, madam, please share.
Feeling sad or crying a lot, feeling worthless, sleep disturbance or sleeping a lot, both direction, self-harm, not eating food or eating a lot, both direction.
Okay. Now you hypothetically think that is which items are highly correlated with each other.
Like feeling worthless, feeling sad or crying. Crying a lot, I mean.
Any other?
Yes. Sleep disturbance and eating, not feel like eating. These two are also.
Yeah, they will be correlated, but not the highly correlated, correct?
Right.
That means how many dimensions are there in your questionnaire in these 5 items?
Three dimensions.
Why these 3 dimension? First
Like-
one is the
Feeling sad or crying a lot. I take just one, crying a lot, and then feeling worthless. This
feeling
is
worthless,
and
crying,
yeah, crying, feeling worthless, and these are in one direction. Sleep disturbance and eating, these are in another dimension, and self-harm in another, but self-harm can go with the first one, then 2 dimension.
yeah, so 2 dimensions will be there.
Yeah.
Sir, how to come to the dimension that I did not understand? This difference between.
Now it is clear.
No, sir, not.
Because of the correlated structure. Because these 2 items, they are highly correlated with each other.
So do they become one?
Yes, if the items are highly correlated with each other, then that can be considered as one. So when you feel the worthlessness, at that time, the crying tendency will come up. So this worthlessness and crying, that will be highly correlated. That possibility is there. But that may not be related with your appetite, loss of appetite. Okay. Therefore, food taking behavior, that will not be highly correlated. Is it clear now how the dimension is coming up?
So how it is shown in the result, sir?
It is a hypothetical.
Okay, sir, it is hypothetical, but like.
It is the hypothetical. It is not the empirical. And if you collect the data, then you will find out it is empirical.
Right, sir. And also like the feeling worthless, crying, and self-harm, these are more mental type of condition, and like loss of appetite, sleep, those are kind of
These are physiological.
physiological, right? So from that perspective, these are two dimensions. Could be
So there are two dimensions.
right.
Is it clear now or any question?
It is okay, sir, that we are that if they are correlating highly, then the dimension is coming up. But does this dimension is given any name in empirical format? Means when we do analysis on the empirical data. So we are going
Yeah,
to
then you can say that is the first one is psychological process. Second one is the physiological.
okay, like means you are doing some synthesis.
Yeah, that is important. In any multivariate statistics, first part is the description. Second part will be the classification. Third part will be the association. Fourth part will be the prediction. This is clear?
Sir, after description, what you told, sir?
First part is description. Second part is classification. Third part is association. Fourth part is prediction.
Okay, sir. This is beautiful, sir.
Four things are there. And based of the prediction, you can think about the management of the behavior. Shubham, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
So what is the description part in your case?
In my case, the description part is mean, standard deviation.
Correct. So after that, what you have done?
Classification. Classification.
Then this
Classification.
Yes, sir.
Classification based upon the rules of association.
Yes, sir.
So what are the rules of association here in this study?
Climate change
So the
improvement.
rules of association, as in there are three factors. So
No. Rules of association is the correlation.
Okay.
Because initially you have done the correlation. After that is the classification. And these three factors, they are classified variables. Okay.
So in this study, what is the classification, sir? Like description.
This factor structure, the three components he observed, that is the classification.
Means environmental.
Yeah,
three factors he received, na?
right. The way it clustered. The three
yes, sir. So these are the three factors. This
three
was
factors,
the classification
these three
part.
factors are classified factors.
Okay, sir.
But prediction not yet done. Prediction will be based upon the criteria. If prediction is complete, that means you have developed the good theory.
And sir, based on prediction, the management of behavior will be developed. That's later
Correct,
step.
correct.
Right.
As a clinical psychologist, you can think about the management of behavior following the predictive model. When you will be able to predict, then you will be able to manage the behavior. Now it is clear?
Yes, sir, but how the prediction will be will depend on the researcher by looking at how the classification happened?
No, prediction depends upon the criteria. Prediction depends upon the criteria. What Shubham is doing,
Yeah.
Shubham has developed the scale,
Yes.
but whether that scale is valid, that can be understood when Shubham will correlate this data with some valid criterion.
But that Shubham didn't do yet.
No, Shubham is supposed to do it in future.
Yes, that is some
So,
other variables, right, sir? Not internal
yeah.
correlation.
No. That should be the external criteria.
Okay, clear.
For example, once upon a time, I have observed in my clinic, that is, some students are coming with the problem of poor academic achievement. Then I was thinking, that is, what are the underlying reasons? And then I have developed some of the variables for their failure in academic achievement. After that, I developed the questionnaire. That questionnaire is measuring reading and writing motivation. So there are some items. So initially I get the mean, standard deviation, etc. So that is the description of the data. I collected data from the schools managed by the government, schools managed by the municipality, schools managed by the missionary schools, like that, different types of management. Based upon that data, I have done the rules of association based upon correspondence analysis, not the simple correlation. Correspondence analysis provides me the knowledge that all the variables, they can be classified into two categories, and I have assigned the name intrinsic and extrinsic motivating factor. So that is the internal validity.
Sir, how does the correspondence analysis is different from simple correlation? Can you just, I'm not aware of correspondence.
Correspondence analysis is called the factor analysis of categorical data. Okay. whatever you are doing the principal component analysis or factor analysis, that is based upon the metric properties. But in my research, I do not have the metric properties. I have the non-metric properties. Okay. Therefore, I have done the correspondence analysis. The marketing people, they are usually follow the correspondence analysis. Now, based upon the correspondence analysis, I received the two factors. Based upon their latent relationship, I have assigned the name. One is intrinsic motivating factor, another one is the extrinsic motivating factor. So this is the part of the internal validity. Next, I collected data from the school students and I correlated reading and writing motivation with their academic performance. So their academic performance is my criterion variable. Because the academic performance is measured by the other experts, that is the school. And I observe that is intrinsic motivating factors, they are highly correlated with the high achievement students. And the extrinsic motivating factors, they are highly correlated with the okay.
Extrinsic one correlated with whom, sir?
Low academic achiever.
Low, okay, yeah.
And the intrinsic are the high achiever.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense, perfect sense.
Yeah, so that means the predictive validity, that is okay. Finally, I developed this questionnaire, and now this questionnaire can be used for psychological counseling guidance for the students of primary school children. So if you are interested, you can apply my questionnaire in your students of Bangladesh. There you can check the validity.
Yes, sir.
So what is the age group of that sample?
It is from class 3 to 5.
Okay, sir.
So you can think maybe class 3 means 9 to 12.
Okay. Sir, how, where can I get the access of that particular questionnaire?
Yeah, that is the Prasad Psycho Corporation.
Okay.
Now,
Okay, sir.
Prasad Psycho Corporation, they have the copyright.
Okay.
So they have taken that questionnaire.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So from Prasad, you will get Prasad Psycho Corporation, you will get. And if you are interested for any research purpose, then you have to write the letter to RPRIT that, okay, I want to do this research based upon this questionnaire. I will not use it commercially. Then I can give you.
Yes, sir, we are conducting one study among the children of tribal community. So we are trying to understand whether how is their cognitive and affective skills are impacting their school achievement. I think we may include this scale as well. We can have something more to say.
Sure, sure.
Sir, can this scale is for up to 12 years age, right, sir?
Yeah, to 12 years age.
Okay. So do you have
If you want to above, you want to collect the data from above age, then you have to modify.
okay. Yes, sir.
Because some of the items may not be applicable in Bangladesh, and some items, which items are applicable in India that may not be applicable in Bangladesh. I have no idea whether that will be applicable or not. I collected data from the tribal children of the Northeast and I tested the validity.
Yes, sir. Definitely some cultural adaptation need to be there.
Yeah.
And I was also wondering, sir, this questionnaire is about motivation of children.
Intrinsic and extrinsic motivating factors
Factors
for the reading and writing.
for reading and writing. Sir, we are doing a research and looking for a questionnaire for academic achievements, and that's for a little bit older age range from 10 to 14, and in three areas, maths, and then reading and writing. So do you have any such?
Yeah, I have correlated it with the academic subjects, regular subjects, basically. And I have noted that is the intrinsic motivating factors, they are highly correlated with math.
Okay. Yes,
okay. And less correlated with English, because I collected data from the Bengali students.
Okay.
So that is not strongly correlated. These extrinsic motivating factors, they are correlated with English language, but intrinsic motivating factors are highly correlated with Bengali language and math.
Yes, makes sense, sir. Thank you, sir. We will communicate.
Yeah. If you are interested, you can write the letter to Farah. Farah madam is there. Then we can arrange it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Another scale I have developed, that is the shape school perception. To what extent students perceive the school is safe. Another scale related to the school psychology I developed, that is the attitude towards school infrastructure. To what extent attitude towards school infrastructure is related to the academic achievement of the students. So everywhere I have followed the multivariate statistics.
Yes, sir. Yeah, good to know. These are important areas to look at.
Yeah, I received the best paper award from Indian Science Congress, and that is from Bangalore. Now I am in Bangalore. Bangalore University Indian Science Congress Association. They organized the program. I received the best paper award from there, based upon the reading and writing motivation.
Yeah.
Regarding the SAFE school, my student Shubhangi, she is now in England. She received the best paper award from Indian School Psychology Association.
Great. Well deserved.
Now I am trying to spread this knowledge to all of you, so that in near future you will be awarded in some conference
Yes.
through some academic body. They will appreciate your study.
Yes, sir.
We can only replicate your scales which you have developed, sir. We can only do the survey. But to develop a scale, validation is very difficult for us.
Yeah, the validation everywhere it is difficult because it depends upon your sample. For example, you have collected the data from the students who are extrinsically motivated. They cannot understand the items related to the intrinsically motivated. Then what will happen? Then that particular questionnaire will not representative of their own cognitive map. Whatever the problem I have faced during my study on self-efficacy of agricultural farmers, I have the same problem. Because when you finish this validation, then your research is almost over.
So validation here means what, sir? Means what you are doing?
Validation means this academic achievement, that is the criteria, external validity,
Okay, means
external criteria.
Okay, means whether our variables, this
They are able to predict the change in the external criteria.
means our independent variables, whether they are correlating with the dependent
variable.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Academic
Validation.
achievement, whether it is correlating with the reading and writing motivation.
Yeah.
Right. Validation is more like the intent of the question, what we are trying to capture through those.
But sir, here validation as such is meaning is different because when we are doing any study, whether it correlates or not, it is a part of study.
Yeah, that is meaning intent is okay. That thing we are trying to capture it, we are capturing with that. So correlation indicating that, isn't it?
Yes, now you will be able to develop the theory.
Sir, usually when we use a tool like, say for example, if I want to use your tool or like what we do in our research, some tools that has been used by other country and trying to adapt and validate. So in that case, we need some gold standard for validity, to look at validity, compare it with a gold standard tool. Is that, but not in all cases we get a perfect gold standard to validate.
No, madam. That is the old idea.
Okay.
Now it is the multivariate statistical model.
Yes.
That is whether the factor structure of the foreign scale and the factor structure of your local scale, whether it is same or not. Whatever you are saying, that is the old approach. Because now everybody knows about the multivariate statistics, and during the PhD, without multivariate statistics, it becomes very difficult.
Right. But sir, foreign scale and our own scale. So our own scale will be the comparable scale, isn't it? So we have to
No,
have.
my point, for example, cattle 16 PF is there,
Yes.
or Costa's Neo scale is there, and you are trying to translate into in Bengali language,
Right.
and you have collected the data
Right.
from this Bengali scale.
Yes.
And also you collected data from the English version, from the same sample.
Okay.
with some maybe 1 week interval. And you have done the factor structure. You have noted that is the factor components of your Bengali version scale and the factor components of your English version scale. They are same.
Right. In that
Then
case,
you can say,
the population need to be bilingual, right?
yeah, that should be.
So then I can say that the tool is valid and validity is fine, but like I cannot do norms and standards for developing any cutoff from there, right, sir?
No, for the norm, there is another theory. Earlier theory now is changing. Earlier theory is the standardization. Now the new theory is following the two approaches. One is the normative approach, another one is the predictive approach.
Got it, sir.
Okay. Now we are talking about the machine learning. So whatever our knowledge, that is the old knowledge. Now time has been changed. Earlier we are always following the p-value. But now some of the statisticians, they are telling p-value is not important. So there is a lot of change and we have to adopt that change,
So what
provided that provides us good information or not.
This p-value diversion approach is anything related with the Bayesian statistics that people are talking nowadays?
Yeah, nowadays they are thinking about the Bayesian statistics and other things. So people are changing gradually because now we are thinking about the big data. Whatever the data we are collecting, that is not for policy making. That is the large data. You have collected 163 data. That is the large data, but that is not the big data.
So, sir, in place of p-values are what they are now suggesting?
No, p-value still is active. You cannot remove the p-value. But now, when you deal with the big data, then p-value is not important factor.
Big data means what, sir? Means large pool of data or like synthesizing?
No, it is just Google data. Big data means trillion data. We cannot imagine that level of data.
That will be done only by machine learning.
Yes. YouTube data, Google data, Xandl data, Instagram data.
That can be quantitative, that can be qualitative.
Yeah. So data type is different. Some data is text data, some data is audio data, some data is media data. So different types of data are available. Numeric data.
Right, sir, but I have another question, but I am not sure whether I should ask now because class is intended for something with
Which, okay, you can ask, madam.
Oh, okay, sir. Just a little bit different. So we are like adapting some of the child development tools. Those are Western developed in Western countries, and those were validated and went through all processes on US children, and they have norm standards from there. And we also convert using conversion table the scores, the raw scores, we convert it and use when we are using it in Bangladesh, the questions are mostly non-verbal questions. So I mean, language issues are not there, except some adaptation of pictures. But because some Western pictures are not understandable to our children. So then the biggest problem, like based on that tool, they develop like mild, moderate, severely delayed children. But we cannot use those cutoff because as it is an adapted version, and many of the items like blocks, puzzles, those type of items, non-verbal tests are the performance tests with those items, but those items are very familiar to Western children early on, not with Bangladeshi children or rural children who never saw blocks or like puzzles. They are always delayed in identifying colors and matching puzzles, like this type of thing. So these tests are, that's why the total score or performance scores are different.
Not applicable in Bangladesh.
Yes, yes.
You have
So,
to develop your own norm.
right. So norms cannot be
Replaced.
but in urban children, they are almost closer to Western children because urban children are exposed to that kind of play materials. So in that case, like rural children, as they are not exposed to these materials, it may not be applicable there. But for urban children, they are almost like Western children. So in that case, if we
No,
were
madam, one factor is there. That is the time.
right.
Time is the factor. If you think that is the time limit is there, then definitely for your urban children, again, you have to create the norm. It is not only the performance, it is the time factor. How much speed is there?
Yeah, those are also very good, sir. Almost comparable to Western children with
Okay,
urban.
that depends upon you, madam. You are the researcher, you know.
Right, right.
That is whether these urban children, they are well equipped with these foreign blocks or not. But I am suggesting you have to create your own norm.
Yes. That's why, like, we use standards. Mostly, if these tools are used, those are also done in developing countries. So many countries, for example, Bailey scale of infant development. So that is used in most of these all over the world, and also in poor African children, rural Indian children, Pakistani children, Nepali children, Bangladeshi children. So those compare with those, we are not saying anything like delayed or mild, but like comparing with intervention, how many points of improvements are happening.
Yeah, you have to do that analysis. That is, some multivariate statistical model is there. You have to test the validity. Whether
Right.
that model you can accept it or not.
And also, sir, predictive validity, like if the Bailey scores in our children of 2-3 years age are predicting their development at the age of school, at school age. So that is, in that way, the time factor is there after when the children go, who did better at the age of 2-3 years, they predicted very well their later development, cognitive development.
Yeah, you have to develop previously one theory, and after that you have to collect the data and then build up the model. Now it
Yep.
is 8:30 almost. Otherwise, I will not get my dinner. So I have to leave now.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you for your suggestion. Very helpful.
And sir, whenever you get time, just please let us know what book can we refer for psychometrics. You may text in the group as well whenever you get time.
Which one?
Any book that you can recommend us for psychometrics. Or
Okay.
yes, sir.
You may get my book, that is the questionnaire construction. Principles of questionnaire construction in Amazon. My book is available there. You can get that book. Or from Prasad Psycho Corporation, you can get that book.
So,
Okay, sir.
so we can communicate with that
Yeah.
Prasad Psycho Corporation.
Prasad Psycho Corporation.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, good night. Best wishes to all of you.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night. Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.